Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And on Egypt's victories in triathlon at African Games, we're joined here at the studio by triathlon champion Basmala Al Salamoni. Thank you very much for joining us, Basmala.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you for coming, and we will now go to a report on the Egypt's triathlon, which claimed its first ever gold medal in Africa thanks to Basmala Al Salamoni in the women's event, whereas the mixed team of Al Salamoni, Rehab Hamdi, Mohammed Gaber and Mohammed Tariq claimed the bronze medal of the team event. Basmala Salamoni won the first place and the gold medal in the triathlon during the African tournament. We have more details in this report.
From the first day, Egypt took the lead in the number of medals won in the African Games being played in Morocco. The Pharaohs have so far won a total of 229 medals, 79 gold, 87 silver and 63 bronze medals. Nigeria follows with 103 medals, 40 gold, 28 silver and 38 bronze medals, whereas South Africa are in third with 77 medals, 32 gold, 24 silver and 21 bronze medals. Egypt's triathlon claimed its first ever gold medal in Africa thanks to Basmala Al Salamoni in the women's events, whereas the mixed team of Al Salamoni, Rehab Hamdi, Mohammed Gaber and Mohammed Tariq claimed the bronze medal of the team event. Basmala Salamoni won the first place and the gold medal in the triathlon during the African tournament. Al Salamoni succeeded in hijacking the gold medal on Saturday after a fierce competition with Zimbabwe, Algeria and Morocco. Salamoni's gold medal raised Egypt 67, including 22 gold, 27 silver and 18 bronze at the top of the African Games. Triathlon, which combines swimming, cycling and running, had been recently introduced in Egypt, making it a great achievement according to its president Ahmed Nasser. The first African Games were held in 1965 in Brazzaville. The previous edition took place in Brazzaville, the Republic of Congo in 2015. The African Games were formerly known as the All Africa Games. After 11 editions, the tournament was renamed the African Games. Egypt has won more medals in the African Games than any other country. Throughout the past 11 editions, the Egyptians have won a total of 1,362 medals, 548 gold, 406 silver and 408 bronze medals.
حفظة رب العالمين اسألوا كل الناس من هم أجدع ناس هم المصريين يا أرض أطيب ناس كل كدافة وإحساس حفظة رب العالمين مين أحن قلب لينا هو حب حبيبتي مصر مين يسعد مين قلوبنا هتبقى إلا مصر أحب قلبي هو حب حبيبتي مصر يسعد طب قلوبنا هي ست الكل مصر مين اللي جنب منا مصر 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 مصر
Welcome back, and I have the pleasure to be joined here live at the studio by Basmala Salamoni, who won the gold medal at the African Games for the triathlon. Thank you very much for joining us,
Thank you so
Basmala.
much.
And of course, congratulations for the great victory and the winning in the African Games.
Thanks so much for you.
Basmala, tell me more about this competition and the triathlon, and why did you choose the triathlon in specific?
Yeah, triathlon is well known that it's a tough sport, but I love endurance sports. I was a swimmer, so it was easier for me to start triathlon. I like endurance sport, as I told you, and it suits my abilities. It's very tough to manage your body, to control yourself in more than 3 sports, and you have to have many time to start training. Then when I started, I found triathlon very interesting, and that's why I choose to continue doing triathlon.
Right. Well, Basmala, you said it suits your abilities. I know that a triathlon needs strength, needs very strong body and muscles. Tell me, how did you gain these special abilities?
I was a swimmer, and distance swimmer particularly, which is much better to start triathlon from swimming background.
So you started swimming at what age?
At 4.
4 years
I started
old.
learning at 4, yes.
And
competing.
you participated in swimming competitions?
Yes, since I was 11, I started competing competition swimming till the age of 16. I won too many national championships in swimming, but then I found that I need to try something new.
Right. Basmala, tell me more about your sportive career and the different competitions that you participated in.
It started with the swimming. I have won more than 100 medals in my swimming career. Then I shifted to triathlon at the age of 17. And then I started taking part in African championships, African cups specifically. And then I won many medals in African cups. I haven't won golden medal in African cups. Biggest achievement was that last African Games. I have won silver medal in Dakar and bronze medal here in Sharm el-Sheikh, which was much more special since it's in home soil. And also bronze medal at the Elite Women in Aqaba in 2018. And yeah.
So it's not new for you to win a lot of medals. You won more than 100 medals in swimming.
Yeah.
And then you started winning new medals when you joined the triathlon.
It's more special in triathlon since it's not at the national level, it's international and African, which is much better.
When you participated in the African Games, what were your expectations for the results and the delegation itself?
They didn't even expect, me also didn't expect, so I had an accident earlier in May. So it wasn't planned to take part in, especially in this race. I wasn't even ready. I just trained for 1 month. But the goal was just taking part and maybe gaining some good ITU points to improve the world ranking, as we are trying to qualify to the Olympic Games in Tokyo 2020. So that was the goal, but getting the gold medal
just to
was
get ready.
Yeah.
So you didn't expect to gain the gold medal?
No.
So and you told me you had a surgery just before, 1 month before.
Yeah.
So how did it happen, and what was your feeling, because you didn't expect this result?
Yeah, it was the best feeling I think in my sport career. I felt really grateful to everyone who helped me get through this this injury. That was the hardest moment in my life.
Right. How did you prepare for participating in the African Games?
Just training, doing some good rehabilitation program to get ready to start training again, as it was very hard to start running and cycling with my injured knee. But yeah, thanks to Allah, I had my family and all the doctors that helped me get through this. And my coach, of course, Coach Ahmed Salema, he was with me in every moment at this.
Right. So tell me more. People would like to know more about the triathlon. The triathlon is swimming, running, and cycling.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this sport.
It's a multi-sport. 3 sports are
Together?
done continuously and sequentially without any kind of rest. You start with swimming, almost in a sea or lake, and then you head to the transition area, which you have your own area that you change your sports between swimming and cycling, then cycling to running. You take your bike and start cycling, then back to the transition area to start running. It's tough, and it just ends with you entering the finish line after the running.
Right. The gold medal you won, Basmala, at the African Games has raised Egypt's medals to 67, including 22 of them gold medals. Tell me more about the sport in Egypt.
I think sports in Egypt is rising too high. I was very surprised with the media attention to the African Games after I have finished my race, and then I won the gold medal. I found my phone was going to blow out from the the messages. It was very great to have the media attention to individual games, especially. I think it's the first time to have this attention in our sports.
As a sportive person, how do you see the importance of the attention of the media and the coverage of the media?
Yeah, it's very important. Just make you feel that you are appreciated and your work is paid off. It's really important, as we don't gain a lot from sports. We are just doing sports because we love it. We need to raise Egypt's name too high, and I think the coverage is very important to us.
And did you find the coverage really good and enough and supportive?
Yes, very much. Yeah, it's the first time, as I told you, to feel like this.
Yeah, great. So how was the reaction of your family and friends when you first won?
That was insane. Yeah, they were very happy. I think some of them were happy more than me. My family, I can't thank them enough. They are supportive since my earlier life in sports. My father and my mother were just behind me. They offered me everything in sports. My friends too, they are very supportive. They just inspire me to continue and do my best.
So your family were the first people who supported you in sports in general, of course.
Of course.
Your mom or your dad?
Both of them.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Are they sportive?
No, they didn't, but they love sports.
They love sports.
Yeah.
What does a triathlon mean to you? Is it considered a profession or is it a lifestyle?
Of course, a lifestyle. Triathlon offers you a balanced lifestyle with great health and energy to continue doing other activities in your life. I just hope to continue practicing triathlon as getting older, and I hope I can continue to do it as a professional level until I get a gold medal or just an Olympic medal.
Right. I think triathlon is a sport that you can play endlessly. I mean, even in older age.
Yeah, too
Until
many
what
people.
age?
Some people practice triathlon at the age of 80 and so on. It has no end and no specific age. You can just keep practicing.
How many hours do you train per week?
Probably about 20 hours per week. Some weeks the season get up to 25 hours, but not that much. Around 20.
And you train daily?
6 days a week.
6 days a week.
Yeah, and 1 day
One
rest.
day off.
Yeah.
So you practice like how many hours per day? 2-3 hours per day?
Yeah, around 3 to 4 hours.
How do you manage your time between practicing and training and studying, of course?
Yeah, it's hard.
Tell me more about your studies.
I'm studying dentistry.
Okay. Which is not an easy thing.
Yeah, it's not easy at all.
How can you manage training like 3-4 hours every day and managing your studies at the same time?
Just needs hard work. I have adapted to it since I was a child. I believe that time can be stretched as much as you need it to be. So you can just do some good schedule and getting some priorities. You have to sacrifice some interests you have to train and get the priority to training and studying, of course. So just managing your time and doing a good schedule.
Right. Tell me more about the routine you follow before participating in any competition or any race.
There is nothing specific, I think, just as you do every day in training. Before races, maybe we can train at the same time of the race. Maybe we go to the race venue just 3 days or 2 days before the race to do some trainings at the same place. You will train same time, so you can just not get something new at the race day. That's it.
Tell me more about the most significant moments you passed through during your participating in competitions or during training.
I think the last medal in Morocco was the most special one.
When you knew that you won.
Yeah, I have won it, and it was the most special moment since you have your national anthem and flag raising up. It's an horrible moment. You can't imagine a moment like this in your life. I have experienced it last year when I won the junior African Championship. It was in Rabat too, the same venue, so it's a special place to me.
Definitely. Tell me more about your future plans on the personal level, on the career level. You will be a dentist. So are you planning to continue with both being a dentist and continuing in your sportive career?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope I can continue in both. I love to be a dentist, and of course I would like to continue doing a triathlon until I participate in Olympic Games, and hopefully I can get a gold medal in the Olympics one day.
So you're planning to participate in the upcoming Olympic Games, right?
We are preparing to it, yeah. We are just trying to qualify, since it's very hard to qualify to Olympics in our sport. The most difficult sport in the Olympic qualification.
Really?
We are now already qualified, but you have to continue to race until next May, until the final list has came up with the names.
And when is the final list announced?
In May, next May,
coming
2020.
Coming May. Yeah, best of luck.
Thank you.
Who's your favorite athlete? Do you have a special athlete?
Too many athletes, I think, but especially it's Katie Zephyrs from the United States. She is an athlete. She is the most athlete that inspires me nowadays, since she just I love how she came down with some downs and some crashes in races, and then next race she can get up and win the race. She have won the world title, the world champion title 2 days ago, so she is my inspiring athlete right now.
And do you follow any other sports?
Other sports, yeah. I like tennis, I like athletics too. Yeah, that's.
And who's your favorite athlete in tennis?
Rafael Nadal. Yeah, he is my favorite.
Rafael Nadal.
Yeah.
Right. We know that triathlon is a high-cost sport, and it needs, of course, a lot of expenses. So who's your sponsor in this sport?
At first it was my family. I didn't have a specific sponsor for me, but now I have, thanks to Allah, I have the National Federation headed by General Ahmed Nasser. He now offers me everything. He affords racing and equipment and so on. And of course the Ministry of Youth and Sports, His Excellency Dr. Ashraf Subhi, also is offering us everything. So I like to thank him here.
Tell me more about the role of the Federation and the Ministry of Youth and Sports in supporting this, in supporting the triathlon, and not only with regards to funding, but also in general.
They support with everything they can do. They offer me to go to some good races, and the surgery I have done was supported by them too. So I would like to thank him so much.
Right. How do you evaluate the sports field in Egypt in general?
It's getting better. Some people are getting aware of the value of sports. All the parents, I think, are getting their children to practicing any kind of a sport. It's getting better, I think, and I hope one day we can be at the very top level in the world in individual sports.
Individual sports.
Yeah.
What are the main challenges facing individual sports?
I think the attention.
Attention.
Yeah. Just we need some support, some sponsors, some people who can know how are you getting tired in training, just to raise the name of Egypt in the world of the champions and so on.
What is the message that you would like to send to the youth from your place here to encourage them to practice more sports?
I don't think they can just know what they should do. They have to listen to their coaches, their parents, and just keep training. You have to set goals and get enough rest and sleep well and eat well. Follow your coaches' instructions, and I hope they can all achieve their dreams one day.
Tell me more about the triathlon in worldwide. I mean, this game worldwide.
It's the most growing sport nowadays in the whole world. Most of the world athletes are depending on their sponsors. They race too many races, too many world champions to improve themselves. It needs hard work. It's very tough sport, as I told you, so it needs very hard work and very hard teamwork. You can't do anything alone. You have to have a coach, a doctor, and everything.
Which country is the best in the triathlon?
I think too many countries. I think the United States, France, Spain, and so on. Australia too.
Right. Would you tell us more about the history of this game? When did it start worldwide?
At the Olympics, it started in 20,000 in Sydney. The first event in the Olympic Games. In Egypt, the federation was founded in 2009 by General Ahmed Nasser. He is now the president of the Egyptian. And
2009.
Yeah.
So before 2009,
there was no triathlon in Egypt.
Yeah. Right. How do you find it? How do you find to see the future of triathlon?
It's growing up. Too many children are now trying to start doing triathlon. So I think in the future it will be great, since it's considered new to Egypt.
And at what age should they start training for this game?
You can start from maybe 9 years old or younger. You can start swimming from 4, as I told you. And most successful triathletes are coming from swimming. So you can just start swimming and get involved into triathlon step by step.
And which is the most important part of the triathlon? Is it the cycling, the running, or the swimming?
They are all important, but to be honest, swimming is the hardest sport, since it needs to be learned at a young age. So swimming is the most important. But for cycling, it's the longest part in the race, so it's also important. Running is the finish of the race, so it's also important.
So tell me more about the details of the game when you participate in a competition. How is it divided between cycling, running, and of course swimming?
You mean the distances? And
the distances and the timing? And
we have 2 formats of racing. Sprint races, which are 750 meters of swimming, and then 20 kilometers of cycling, then 5 kilometers of running. And the standard distance, or it's called the Olympic distance, which is done at the Olympics, it's 1,500 meters swimming, 40 kilometers cycling, and 10 kilometers running.
Right. On the personal level, would you tell me more about your plans? How are you planning your life?
I told you that Olympic Games is the goal of most athletes in all individual sports. So I hope I can continue to take part in the Olympics. And for my career in dentistry, I hope I can be a dentist too. A good dentist.
And did you follow any of the youth conferences that took place here in Egypt? A large number of youth conferences took place recently, the World Youth Forum and the other youth conferences, gathering youth together from different places in one place to exchange their experience. How do you see this?
Good, I think, but I didn't have the opportunity to take part in any of these conferences. I think next time I can take part in this.
Right. Well, Basmala Al Salamoni, thank you very much for joining us.
So
congratulations
thank you
for the great winning, and all the best of luck.
Thank you so much for you. Thank you for having me today, and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And dear viewers, with this we come to the end of this edition of Cairo Local Time. Many thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more coming up here on Nile TV International.
هم المصريين يا أرض أطيب ناس، كل كتافة وإحساس، حافظة رب العالمين. اسألوا كل الناس من هم أجدع ناس، هم المصريين يا أرض أطيب ناس، كل كتافة وإحساس، حافظة رب العالمين. مين أحن الآن